'cause I need and I need and I need and I need you more. Yeah, you know I run and I run and I run and I run. Fly in the sky in the night. Put me in your arms and your love and your life. I'm on your wave right now. I'm on your wave right now. Yeah. I'm on your vibe now. You got me on your side now. Yeah, I'm on your wave right now.
YOLLO Group Services takes you to Essence Music Festival, NBA All-Star Weekend, CIAA, Urban Ski Weekend, and more. Visit www.goyollo.com for more details today. You're now listening to the smoothest DJ of the South, DJ Dre Smooth.
Locked and loaded. Lock and loaded DJs.
Too short to my baby debut. Too sure you were gonna my debut. Straight forward, I no get to kill and go, yeah, yo. Go say, boo. 247 me a day, yo. You know strong, make you differ day, yo. Mungo no, me day, yo. Can't go, Moduro, can't go. Oti Betty, Moti Sanleo. I've been active, I jam me Sadio. Mugbe one Sadio. Me a check a jayo, I can low a kusayo. Oh man, I'm active. Oh man, I'm active. Oh man, I'm active. Oh man, I'm active. Yeah, this ish left your section of kind of ish. That ain't your shit, that's bitch. You don't like it, you can suck it. I just hopped off from the PJ, from the A to occasion. Got a fetish for the money, yes sir. If she thick, then I wanna pay up. 3 more naira, do an Asian. And I'm outside with the tribe. Gang activity outside. Please believe I done seen the other side. Remember all we had to be was alive. Now I got 20 V's in garage. Each house, beach house, overseas and alive. That was 30 MGs, every P I prescribe. You can see it in my eyes, don't bother me. I be in the streets on 10 when I'm high.
This is Go YOLLO Radio. Follow YOLLO on Twitter and like us on Facebook today.
Go baby, it's your birthday. Go shorty, it's your birthday. Go baby, it's your birthday. Go shorty, it's your birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy.
Dre Smooth, make a move.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Birthday. Ayakata tuli.
but let me know if I'm out of order for stepping to you this way. See, I've been watching you for a while, and I just gotta let you know that I'm really feeling your style. Plus I had to know your name and leave you with my number, and I hope that you would call me someday. If you want, you can give me yours too, and if you don't, well, I ain't mad at you. We can still be cool, girl. Just can't stop thinking about you. You ain't even walked away, I thought I wasn't gonna see you no more. Since you didn't wanna give me your man, I thought that you were digging me and wasn't digging me. But anyway, what you doing tonight? I'll probably be with my people. If it's cool with you, maybe we'll swing by. You can just chill, oh, you can just chill with me. Long as you're comfortable and you feel secure when you're with me, cause just can't stop thinking about you. You ain't even gotta be my girlfriend. Oh yeah, I just wanna know your name and maybe baby, we can. Baby, yeah. Maybe we can see more, girl. Maybe we can hang out, girl. Whatever you wanna do, just let me know. It's up to you.
YOLLO Group Services takes you to Essence Music Festival, NBA All-Star Weekend, CIAA, Urban Ski Weekend, and more. Visit www.goyollo.com for more details today.
Weezy out of here. 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 Weezy out of here.
One of the many events that YOLLO and Set Networks makes available to you.
Billionaire. I'm by my billionaire. I'm by my money, 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 money. I'm really by my money. By my money, 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 money.
And we are here to remind you of our amazing HBCU Alumni Cruise going to Cozumel, Mexico, going out of Mobile, Alabama. So I know ASU, FAMU, Clark, Spelman, Morehouse, Norfolk State, Temple, Lincoln. We want to see you. I'm hanging with my girls on this yacht. We killing the game. I want to see y'all. Cozumel, December 6th through December 10th. I am so gone. Come get gone with me. Set Networks, YOLLO. You only live life once, baby. Come live it up.
Welcome everybody to Travel Talk Tuesday. Thank you for joining us tonight. It is wonderful to be here
Tonight we're going to be talking a little bit about finances, but we want to open up tonight talking about what we always talk about, which is how we end our event, our travel season. We end it by going on the largest HBCU party at sea. It's the 10th annual HBCU Alumni Getaway Cruise, and this year we're going out of Miami on the Carnival Magic. If you have not partied with us during this cruise, I'm telling you, you are missing out on a great event. As you can see, is December the 12th through the 18th. Go ahead and mark your calendars. Go ahead and start making those plans to join us for this event. Looks like our whatchamacallit is giving us a little problem, but that's okay. We're gonna fight through this tonight. Thank you everybody for joining us. Make sure you're hitting that share button, telling your friends to come on because YOLLO is live and on the air tonight. Talking travel and more. Tonight, our special guest, we're going to get to him shortly, is Rodney Weatherly with TransAmerica. He is going to be coming to kick that knowledge to you all about talking about some of those things that we don't like to talk about in finance. And so he's going to come on here in about 3 minutes, 3, 4, 5, something like that, and talk to us about those important financial decisions that needs to be made. But in the interim, gals, I cannot emphasize to you, this year for our 10th annual cruise, it is going to be it's going to be big. Go ahead and go to the website, check that out. Check out the details. You have already missed out on the early bird special. That's because you waited too long. But go ahead and lock in your package if you and let's get that locked in. Let's make this cruise the biggest one we've ever had. Something that we started last year as well in connection with this cruise is our ambassador program. You can earn money just by posting every day on your social media pages. So go to the website as well. There's information there on our ambassador program. We're getting ready to have our kickoff meeting for the year. During that kickoff meeting, we're going to be meeting all of our future ambassadors for 2026, going over the program, how you make that money, how you qualify for it, and just everything that comes along with that. So we even got somebody to sign up for it today. So we're very, very excited about our ambassador program. And in addition to that, we only have so many ambassadors that we allow to work with us. So go ahead and get your information in so it can be considered. Because once we have that kickoff meeting, we select those ambassadors, unless somebody just doesn't want to do it after they go through the kickoff meeting. Those are going to be our official ambassadors for 2026 for the HBCU Alumni Getaway Cruise. And I'm telling you, it is going to be a big one. All right. You guys know we just kicked off our official kickoff, our official travel season event. That was Urban Ski Weekend. Those details are not available tonight. But if you were in Gatlinburg this weekend, let me tell you something. My hat's off to you. Everybody came with great energy. It was a sober moment for a lot of us who have been with Urban Ski since the beginning. One of our partners, Lamont Allen, he passed back in November. This was one of his favorite events. And let me tell you something. We remembered LA, long live LA, and the party atmosphere stayed on 15 on a scale of 1 to 10. It stayed on 15 the entire weekend, from the pool parties to the pajama parties to the 90s party. Everybody came and dressed that part. It was just a great weekend, and I'm looking forward to 2027. 2027, the people that attend this year already have me amped up and ready to attend the 2027 edition. A little hoarse from the weekend, but nonetheless ready to get kicking for that. The other event that we have coming up now, because again, I told you guys, we start off with Urban Ski Weekend and it goes from there. We're headed to LA for All-Star Weekend in LA. Looking forward to seeing all of our clients there. This year we were blessed. Had over 200 clients that decided and graced us with the ability to book their events, and looking forward to meeting each and every one of you. Our guests start arriving as soon as tomorrow, and some will be there as late as next Wednesday. We had a joy booking, locking in everybody, and 2027 events for All-Star Weekend will be launched soon. So just make sure, this time of the year, we're also traveling, we're also updating the website. So make sure you stay tuned for all of those updates as they are coming along. All right, folks, I know that you guys didn't come in here to hear me talk all night about how soon you need to go book it. You guys hear that every week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead,
plug a few more things here, and then we're gonna get this thing kicked off. Remember, we have you guys remember Poor Crazy makes a frequent appearance on Travel Talk Tuesday, and they have an event coming up called Day Play. Go to the website, scan that QR code that you see on the screen. It is March 21st. I'm telling you, it is a good time. It's a good time. It's a really good time. And they have an event coming up this weekend in Birmingham, February the 13th, this Friday. It's called Love Notes Editions, Jazz in the Glass. Go to poorcrazy.com or go to the Jazz Fest as you see on the screen and go and check out those events. I'm telling you, have a good time, especially if you like to drink, have adult beverages, or learn how to make those adult beverages. This is what Poor Crazy does on a frequent basis. They also powered the bars at Urban Ski Weekend this past weekend, and I can tell you it wasn't a sad face in the building. At any rate, all right, y'all. Look, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on Mr. Weatherly. Again, you guys have been hearing us talk about this all week. He's coming on tonight to talk to us. He's representing TransAmerica. Let's get financially secure in the time of need. Don't you guys just love that picture that he submitted to us for Travel Talk Tuesday? Without further ado, let's bring on Mr. Weatherly.
Well, I tell you, boy, black folks, boy.
Hey, welcome back to Travel Talk Tuesday, man.
What's going on, sir?
Nothing, man. You were on the last time. We had a great conversation about these things that people need to discuss. And it's about that time again. It's the top of the year. People are starting to get those income tax checks, all this, that, and the other. But this is a great time to start talking about the things that you offer. So I'm just gonna kind of open the floor, let you introduce yourself to everybody, and jump into what you feel is important for people.
Okay. Well, first of all, my name is Rodney Weatherly. I sell for TransAmerica life insurance company. I do whole life. I do term. I do the IULs, but I have options that we can do for the IULs, term, and whole life. Like whole life is mostly in turn what I sell black folks. We love us some whole life. Now we sell whole life, but I kind of push the term because it's a little bit cheaper and it's a term where I know people like to get they want to say that they can get their money out of the whole life, but you can only get out what you put in. That's one of the myths about the whole life um, policy. Now, if you got a lot of money, you put a lot in, then you can get those benefits for tax benefits for you know putting in 50,000 right then because your life insurance paid off. Then you can borrow against that without few or minimal penalties. But I really want to talk to you about everybody needs life insurance. Everybody needs life insurance. And I want to get you some independent life insurance, not that's tied with your job or whatnot. When we on these jobs, we have what we call a group policy. So you get the major benefits with your group policy. Everybody gets cheap life insurance. It is good life insurance, but when you want to change jobs or shift careers, when you paying into that life insurance, you don't get that back. You uncovered or not covered in the transition and going from another job. So you have to get another quote from another job that's offering you insurance. So if you independent, you don't have to worry about changing jobs or anything like that. So also we want to talk about what happens after you have to use this life insurance or before you use life insurance. Please, 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 people, tell the person or your benefit, handle your business first. Make sure all your people know where your important papers are. I know sometimes we like to be secretive, and a lot of people think this is a morbid conversation, but we have to have these conversations with our parents, aunts, uncles, whoever's our closest kin. I had to have a conversation with my mom and dad. Where are your paper? What's your paperwork? Where do I need to look? We don't need to be scrambling around trying to see where you put your papers, who getting this. Also, on that note, black people, everybody, white people, Everybody, please get a will or a trust. So everybody won't be fighting your family. That's dead money. Everybody fights over the dead money. You ain't went and seen mama in 10 years, but you want to know time mom or dad passed or auntie passed. Where did they leave me? So get your affairs in order. A will help you do all that. A trust also. So the trust is a little bit more than a will. You probably have to pay for a trust, get somebody to write that up for you. A will, uh, a trust rather, can help you avoid the probate. So when you have your stuff, when you pass away, your stuff goes into probate, which means that the court uh, kind of gets an executive over your estate. So they the ones who um, shell out the money. They validate the will, make sure it's correct. They also appoint a representative, and they also what else they do? Distribute the assets. So um, in probate, in probate, they also let you know who can get what as far as the probate goes. They most of the time in probate court it's about 30 days when they're trying to see if your deceased loved one who they owe. So when they die, the creditors still want to get their money. They had credit cards and bills. They still want to get their money. So after the 30 days of the probate, then other stuff can take place. But if you have a trust, you can avoid going to probate court. And also you get an executive over your trust, and everything is passed down during the trust. What else do I want to say about these wills and policies? Just get your stuff in order. Well, you know who will get what. You have children. There's a lot of families been broke up over. Mama told me that I was getting this car. Mama told me I was getting this house. If you have your stuff in order, people, it will go smoothly. And like I always say, your life insurance is your last gift to your loved ones. Show them how much you appreciate and love them. We don't want to just get enough insurance to bury mama or daddy or auntie. I hear a lot of people say, I just want enough to bury her. But you got to go to work next week or 2 weeks after that. If you get a big enough policy, you can take off for bereavement. Um, Make sure that your mental space is correct. You can pay off bills. You don't have to go to work. You don't have to have that pressure of going back and forth about paying this off, paying this off. You'll have enough time. You can go to counseling if you want to. So get you enough life insurance that you can be comfortable. You might can take off 2, 3 weeks, a month, a year if you want to, and it won't be no pressure. Mr. Butler, you got anything for me?
Well, I just had a few questions. I mean, you opened up talking about being able to borrow against a policy.
Hmm.
Can you provide a little bit more detail? Like, is that?
So
I mean, can I buy? I can get a policy today and borrow against it tomorrow.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
When you get this policy, you can only borrow um about what you put in. So it's interest. The stuff grows so slow
Mm.
that, like, I tell you this, I got a whole life policy. I done had about 10 years. I only got about $2,000 worth of um like equity into it. So if I wanted to buy, I've been paying on this policy for 10 years. Only the amount that I put in, that's the month I can borrow, maybe $2,000. That's it. So when people say that they have these policies where you can pay it up front. You can put a $50,000 policy up and you can pay it right then. Then you can start borrowing off of that. But we think we gonna just say you put $100,000 policy and they gonna let you borrow. You ain't put no money into it. That's crazy. We have a
Okay.
lot of misconceptions about that.
Okay. And what kind of policy is it? That there's a term or
No, that's a whole life.
that's a
Term
whole
means
lot.
most of the term policy they're gonna be cheaper, rather halfway cheap, like a half the price of a whole life policy. So a term policy mean mostly 10 years, 15 years, 20, 25, 30. My company goes up to 30 years.
Okay.
And it is a term. If you die within that term, you're gonna get the benefits. Well, I like to push the term because it's cheaper and we can do something in between there. I know some people don't have 401ks or 403bs or anything like that, but you can get your mutual fund or Roth IRA. It is a lot of companies don't have a minimum to start in it, and if you're paying into that 20, 30 years, then you will have enough. We're getting you where you are self-insured. So I might have $150,000, $200,000 in there after 30 years. I won't need any life insurance. I just take that money because I got it in the bank, and then I can use that to bury me and all my folks can be doing what they need to do.
Okay, so you still talking about term life when you said you pay on it for 20 to 30 years and now you self-insured?
Yeah, what I mean by that is so now the term policy you insure between those terms 10-year term, 20-year term, 25, 30-year term is my max on my company.
Mhm.
What I mean by that, if you were to expire in those terms, you're gonna get paid. Now, if you outlive those policies, then you're not insured anymore, but you can re-up the insurance. But you know that insurance goes about according to your age. So in 30 years, you're gonna be 30 years older, which is your policies are gonna be a little higher. What I'm saying is, if you do that alongside of a mutual fund or a Roth IRA, you will probably make that same amount of money depending on what you put in, and then you'll be self-insured. After them 30 years, you won't need life insurance. You will have that in the bank or in saying in a policy that you can, cash out, you know what I'm saying? So you'll be self-insured.
Okay, so you're not saying when you was being self-insured, you're not talking about the policy itself. You're talking about investing that money in like a Roth IRA.
Yes, yes. So
Okay.
if let's say you get a so you do a whole life policy. Whole life means whole life. You're gonna pay that until up to 100 years old. And if you go past 100, then they'll give you what that policy is worth. If you make it to 100, then they're gonna give you what that policy is worth. Now, if you do this term policy that I like, and you do the Roth IRA. Let's say you had $100,000 policy and for a whole life, and you paying just say $100. If you get a term for half that price, if you was gonna pay that same thing, just put that other $50 that you was gonna do into a Roth IRA and just let that work for you. So in 30 years, you might have that amount of money. You know what I'm saying?
So in terms of investing, a lot of that is tied to the stock market as well, right?
Correct. It goes up and down, but or you can put it in the S&P 500. It ain't lost yet. It ain't lost yet.
It made it through the Bush years and everything else, huh?
Everything. It ain't lost yet. And if it goes down, it's gonna come back up. It's just like with anything else. It's a gamble. But I got mines on max aggressive.
Aggressive.
Especially right now with this guy in office, aggressive.
So just kind of throwing some numbers out there. Uh, hold on, so we got a question that's come in
Yeah.
via. They said, "What's a good rate of a life insurance policy?"
Well, as far as what you need minimum, it depends on your age and what your budget. I can get you what you want. Now, let me tell you this. Now, your life insurance depends on your age. It also depends on your health too, because sometimes I can get you a non-smoking policy, and then they will bump it up for like a preferred, and you'll pay less than that. So just like a Carfax. They're gonna run everything when you put your social in there. They gonna run your report like on your body. Like it's gonna tell if you got diabetes, you taking this medicine. I had a client didn't didn't disclose to me that they had um, some medicine they was taking for depression. They want to know why is he taking this? How long has he been taking this? And if you had any kind of surgeries, they gonna know everything is gonna be like a Carfax. If you taking metformin for diabetes, if you taking high blood pressure, they don't mess with you with the high blood pressure, but that diabetes is a no go. Tell them to elaborate on what they want to know about the age though,
So,
because I don't know what you mean by a good price.
so his
Depends on your pocket.
so he made another comment. He said 44 in good health, non-smoker.
What are you trying to get though? Like 44, you can get some cheap life insurance right now. Term,
Thank you for the
term,
question, Brandon.
term life, you can get a whole lot of insurance. Maybe 200, maybe 200. I don't want to misquote about 200. Give me a 1 sec. I work
Yeah,
this
I was
thing
about to
right
say,
now.
they're just looking for a ballpark. We just give them something
Okay,
to think
so
about
for let's $250,000, I say about $50
for term.
for term, a 30-year term with
30.
living benefits, which living benefits mean if he was to have so happen to have a stroke or a heart attack or cancer, they would pay 70% of his policy right then on diagnosis because it's living benefits. Like you might, and then they'll pay the rest if he expires, you know what I'm saying, the rest of it. But you need money now for doctor bills. You're gonna be off unless you have a cancer policy or some of those other counter policy riders on your life insurance anyway. So living benefits are good because they'll pay it out right then, and then you would get the rest when you expire. And if you um are healed, then you'll have that in the bank and you can invest that back into what you know or buy a life insurance policy with that money right there.
So let's use that as an example. Let's just say that
Mhm.
you had somebody who they 44 got a good rate, $50 for 250,000 term.
Mhm.
They have a heart attack.
Mhm.
They get you said they get 70% of that money
Yeah, that right
right
then
then.
on like on diagnosis of that. Like if they're in the hospital and stuff like that, and they need treatments and awful word, they'll get 70% of that policy then.
And then they nurse themselves back to health. They get a clean bill of health.
Yeah, they got the 30,000 still there, but they already paid them that 70,000. So it's on you to do what you need to do to keep that money or invest that money or put buy another policy. You see what I'm saying?
Would they be severely impacted financially? Because at this point, let's just say he's 46. He come
Hmm.
back 46. He had what we said. He had a stroke. He coming back to you saying, I want other.
Hey, that's why they give it. What I'm telling these folks, they need to, if you can get the more you can get at the younger you can get, keep it. That you better you in your 30s, 40s, you better run it up.
Right,
The cheap
right.
it is, because that's what you're gonna pay. Now it's all about age, and they might not, and insurance company they might not insure him anymore, but somebody will. He might have to get a final expense policy. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole life policy, but where he'll still have to do with final expense will. It'll be probably a higher rate, and it's gonna be maybe 25, 30,000 max or something. He can get 30, 40,000. He can't get another 100, $200,000 policy like that, after having a stroke.
So let me ask this question because you just mentioned something I think is real important that a lot of people don't know or recognize. But what's the average cost of a funeral these days?
Maybe 15, 12 to 15,000.
And
12 to
see,
15,000
right.
dollars. That's with the casket opening, closing, the vault, and all that good stuff. Bells and whistles. But yeah, it's expensive.
So this final expense
It will probably
Voluntary too.
it'll make sure that you're buried like the stuff that you don't want, but you'll be put away nice.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying.
It's not gonna.
A lot of older people get this final expense. Sometimes you can go to most of the time you can go to the funeral home because some people don't qualify for it. And you can just start paying on it then at the funeral home. So
Mhm. Okay. Well, that's good though. I didn't realize how expensive funerals were. I thought you could put somebody away for $5,000-6,000, and I was told no. That's
no, not. I have seen the advertised for $4,999, but I think that's a cremation, maybe.
mm,
Maybe an urn. You're not gonna have nobody in the sanctuary and nothing like that. Nobody playing no music. You definitely not finna have no repairs, but you'll be put away. And some people prefer that. I know we get into this age where we talk about that. This is real talk. Like my aunt passed and she didn't we just cremated her because she didn't have no kids or anything like that. And the next of kin we had to do something. And I went up there on a I think she died on a Saturday. We went up there the next week, and it still took a while to get stuff. That's why I'm telling folks to get things in order. Have your beneficiary. Oh, one more other thing too. You people who get married, divorced, and you don't change your beneficiaries, you better get it. I done seen where the ex-wife then um showed up to the funeral home because her name on the beneficiary. That's law. That means I'm still
mhm,
married to you and you girlfriends. You better get on that paperwork.
mhm.
But she didn't change everything from the funeral.
Every
Like, cause her name, yeah, cause this is by law. By law, it is me. I'm the beneficiary. I'm finna change everything on here just to be spiteful, you know. But and then um a lot of people have what they call irrevocable. Irrevocable. When you put that irrevocable on that, the beneficiary, it's gonna be hard to get that person off that beneficiary.
mm,
So when you say you want this beneficiary, you know, love may fade sometime. Everything might not work out. But when you, because a long time before before I got married, I had my brother as my beneficiary on my stuff. You know what I'm saying? Things like that. When I got married, my wife said, "Hey, you better change all that stuff. You have to change it all, buddy."
right.
Which you know, a lot of, and I just went through a case with my dad, his friend. He's been with this lady. He married again, but he never did
Mm,
put his wife on the houses and stuff and different things that he had. Now I think she was the beneficiary, but he had other property. So when you doing this stuff, you make sure you dot your I's and cross your T's. If that's the person you're gonna be with, go and put them on there. Also, another little thing too. My wife is she has access to my bank account. She's on my bank account. She
mm.
can't get in and out of there. But if something that happened to me, she can get something out of there. That's in that case. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So we ran it's a lot of stuff. You have to go through stuff to find out stuff. So when you doing that stuff, make sure your people know where your special place that you put in your important papers, put them in a fireproof safe or pouch or however you want to get it. Make sure you got the policy numbers. It's just certain things we got to start taking care of. I don't
Okay.
need to be running around. So if I know this, I know my parents, this is where I need to go. If something happens, I need to go and get this, death certificates, all that stuff. Because you're not moving anything without a death certificate or
Now,
nothing like that.
mm,
So it's small nuances that you need to know. You know, you had this will. If a will is good, but a trust is better. You know, you can say, I want I want them to get the car. I want this to get, but if it's not on that as that beneficiary area, then it's over with too.
Hmm.
That's a will. A will is just some paper that mama said I wanted to give. You know what I'm saying? Unless you get it notarized and put in the safe and all that good stuff. You know,
So we do have a few more questions here. One of them is from Brandon. He said, "What about universal life insurance?" And then he also had another question that said, "Is universal variable life insurance better?" And I'll let you answer those questions. Then we have one more question.
tell is that my Georgia Bulldog?
That's it.
Tell him I call him offline, but we'll talk about. But universal, uh, whole life. It's a gamble with the market. It goes up and down with the market. I had to go elaborate on that, and I tell him I hit him up about that universal whole life.
All right. Another question that you got here is, can a child recipient money be placed in a trust until they are older?
Most definitely,
Okay.
most definitely, and ish it out.
Okay. All
Most
right.
definitely till they 18, they can start getting it at 18. It kind of helps them from a child getting a whole bunch of money. You can give it to them in allotments. You can when you do that trust and write it, it's gonna give you detail by detail how you want to give it out, when you want to give it out, and the amount you want to give it out. Is no is no differentiating from that or deviating from that plan. Once it's in place, that's it. That's how if they tell you it's 5,000 a month or they got this is for college, if it ain't college, it ain't coming out of there.
What so in a case like that, let's just say the kid doesn't go to college. So that money just sit in that trust?
If he said put that if he said this money is allocated for college, you better get your butt in some kind of college to get this money.
Hmm.
Other than that, you're not getting that money.
It's just gonna sit in there forever.
I guess so, unless you got some stipulations in there.
I got you. I got you. Hey man, this is some good conversation tonight. We got some good questions. Thanks to everybody who tuned in and putting those questions in the chat. If you have a question, put those in the chat. We'll try to pick them up live while we're having this conversation. My guess, as we come to a close and you've answered a lot of these questions. Do you have anything else that you like to close with?
Well, I want everybody to get insured some way. Make sure you get some independent life insurance, not on your job. That's one of the key things. I talk to a lot of people. I got insurance on my job, but hell, the way the company go, you might not even want to stay on that job long. People make you mad, then you'll quit the job. Then you ain't got no life insurance. Now you got to get another policy through another job if they offer a group policy or whatnot.
Right.
Make sure that you know what all your parents' important paperwork is. Had that conversation with mom and dad. I know we to the point that sometimes we don't want to think about that, but mom and daddy gonna go. I think about that often. Mom and daddy gotta go sometime. But just asking where you need to go. It ain't gotta be in there. Hey mom, where your important papers at? She'll know what you're talking about. And if she don't know, you be like, your important papers, your policy number, the company who is with. Make sure they paying their bills too. I hate for them to defer on a policy, and then when you need the policy, it's not there. Make sure they got what they need, and you got what you need. Make sure your children are riders on your policy. They can be a rider on your policy until they turn 26 years old.
All right, now you just threw a new wrinkle in there. When you said make sure your kids are riders on your policy, that's not a beneficiary.
No, the rider is their own policy. So a child in my company has to be 18 to get their own policy. So under their parents' policy, they can be under your policy until they turn 26. And since they've been on your policy that long, they can after they turn 26, they can get their own policy and it'll be theirs. They probably won't have to go through any medical. Since they've been under your umbrella already, they can go and slide right on into the insurance. You see what I'm saying?
So would as a rider, would they get the same amounts as you?
Yeah, they you can get the same amount, same unit price. It'll be since it's so young, it
Right.
definitely be cheaper. $1,000 worth of coverage and stuff like that. But they'll have it as a for if you doing whole life, then it'll be that whole time until they turn 26. Term it'll be the same way.
Okay. All right.
But they'll fall off and have to get their own after 26, which is a long time. You say you want your child's 10 years old and you want to make sure they make it through college and all high school and all that stuff. Just put them on there. I didn't know anything about life insurance. Just willy nilly out here, willy nilly out here. Until my wife said, "What you got on you, buddy?" And then I had to go and stack it up.
What's a good? What would you? I think you were kind of alluding to this earlier too. I think the question was asked about what's a good amount to carry.
250,000, $300,000. I mean, you can get you like $150,000. It depends on what you got, and if you got some children, you want them, or if you got some children, I would carry a good amount. I would think we at least 250,000. They can cover some children. They can get some businesses started. They can get a house paid off. They can get cars paid off, and then make sure on your wheels you're leaving this stuff to responsible people. I hate for you to leave a house to one of your children, and they don't know what, and they default on the loan, and then the house is just gone. Well, you can get it where you can pay off the house. At least they'll have the house in their name and they can probably pay the taxes on it. So you getting this stuff to people who don't know anything about keeping a house or keeping a mortgage or car notes and stuff like that. Try to make your kids. You know who you leaving this stuff to, the responsible one. And if you don't, just get your trust. Now, a trust costs it costs to get a trust done up. I forgot. The last thing I saw was maybe about 1,000 to $2,000 to get it, you know, written up to what you want. You know what I'm saying? But it costs for it to be airtight. Most of this stuff be airtight when you get it in a trust. So that trouble child that you want to leave all these 100,000s to, and they ain't finna do right with it, just make an allotment where they get 15 a year, a
Okay.
couple this month, a couple that month till they turn whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's so much more that we could cover tonight, but you guys see his information down there. I want to thank Mr. Weatherly for coming on, talking with us. You see his phone number, his email address down there. If you have some insurance needs or if you just have financial questions, if he doesn't know, he knows somebody who does know. Thank you,
Do
Mr.
that.
Weatherly, for coming on tonight. We appreciate you coming on. Have a good one. Hey, everybody, look, it's Travel Talk Tuesday. Remember, if it's Tuesday, we're here talking travel and more for Travel Talk Tuesday. Again, thank Mr. Weatherly for coming on tonight. Thank you, Brandon, and the other people who for the great questions tonight and feedback. We look forward to seeing you guys next week. Remember, if it's Tuesday, we're talking travel more right here on Travel Talk Tuesday. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful night, and we will see you next week with a recap for Urban Ski Weekend as well as All-Star Weekend. Until next week, I hope your home has more love, more peace, and more joy. See you guys next week.
Woo! I had to set the tone, but every year is always different. But since I was going first this year, I had to go ahead and just do that thing. You already know what it